In this video, we'll discuss what are called the 11 wrinkles or liver lines and what they point to regarding your physical and emotional rhythms. Enjoy. Hey everybody. So just a heads up, my condenser microphone crapped out on me today, so the audio is coming through my computer. If it's less than optimal, my apologies, but time for a new microphone, apparently. Today in this face reading tutorial, we're going to discuss what they call the 11 wrinkles that show up right here, also referred to as liver lines. So if you go into any kind of cosmetic augmentation sites, these wrinkles that show up right here that look like 11s are a targeted area. A lot of people get Botox for them. A lot of people have issues with these lines. And in the face reading circles, there's this notion that if you have them, you are an angry person and your liver system, your wood system, is overburdened and overworked. So I want to dispel a couple of those misconceptions, what to think about in relation to these wrinkles, what it means about your life terrain, and the technically good and bad aspects of it should you be carrying these wrinkles. The first thing I want to say is, right out of the gates, that these marks are not explicitly pathological. If you have these lines, you want to orient your mind to the larger process that you likely have a strong liver system, and that's good. Having a strong wood element is good for boundaries. It's good for tenacity, aggression in the appropriate instances. So it's not a bad thing. And what I'll say further is, if you are a person who strength trains and uses your body vigorously and consistently, what that points to is that you are using your ligamental tissue. If you get these wrinkles and you are a strength training person, it's a natural byproduct of furrowing your face. So I myself strength train quite a bit. I'm usually 4 to 5 days a week, 45 minutes to an hour a pop. And when I am grimacing and I'm doing my exercises, the face is going to furrow. These muscles are going to be used. So when you are gritting through something, yeah, you're going to get wrinkles. And that's not pathological. Those marks are saying, I'm using my wood element. I'm using my ligamental connective tissue, and my face is grimacing as a result. So I get these wrinkles to a degree, and I have sort of what they call the bridge. So my wrinkle actually makes that little kind of box there sometimes. Sometimes if I do it lightly, I'll get the 11s. But the thing to remember is, if you have these deeply carved into your face at rest, and you are not a physically exerting person, you're not doing a lot of strength training, you're not very physically robust with your body, then you want to sort of start thinking that maybe, yes, the wood element system is overburdened. So again, if you're using your body, if you are grimacing your face through exercise in particular, which is a wood element metric, these are going to show up. But again, if you don't exercise much, you have these deeply, then you want to pay attention to it. So the thing to remember is that people with wrinkles, people as we age, they have bad connotations with wrinkling. It means aging, and here in America at least, aging is frowned upon. People are Botoxing and putting fillers in because they don't want to show any wear and tear on their face. And I'm here to tell you that gracefully wearing your wear and tear is part of what is balanced from the Eastern perspective. That's what makes you balanced as a person. You should have some wear and tear, things that sit out, furniture that's out for a long time in the sun, the clothes that we wear, they get worn down. Wear and tear is part of the game, and wearing that gracefully is advised. It's a good thing in face reading to realize that you should have some wrinkling as you go along. Now, if you have these lines, the metrics I want you to think about are, on the positive side, grit, determination, and tenacity. That means that you are going after things. Usually the person has a pretty good relationship with those things. Now, again, if it's on the pathological side, what we can see is things like anger, rage, and irritability. Easily frustrated, easily rattled, and volatile in their emotions. So again, don't think as a blanket statement that if you have these, it's bad. You really have to assess your life terrain, and they could be pointing to something like the grit, determination, and tenacity. And again, if you're not exercising and you have these lines, it could be pointing to an overburdened liver system, which can make you rageful and irritable and upset and easily frustrated. So you really have to self-assess, but don't get too hung up on these lines. And if you carry these lines, people are reading those features as well And the wood energy collectively is about looking tough, what they call saber rattling. Some people look tougher than others. You don't need to be intimidating people or making people feel uneasy, around you. But the ability to have some furrowed brows and to look intense is not a bad thing. In the context of face reading and self-preservation, it's self-defense, right? Being able to posture well, having those strong boundaries through physicality and through your looks definitely relates to the wood element and also has some ties to the metal element actually as well. So that's all I've got for today. As always, thank you for your time. And if you have questions, please put them down below. Take care.